Okay, your switch case ends here. If you do not ask for choice again, your while will do what? Stop at that point, but it cannot go any further. So you have to ask, because you say why your choice not equal to 0. You have to ask the user to enter a choice again. Maybe the user has finished what he or she wants to do and wants to enter 0 to exit. So you will continue asking the user to enter choice until the user enters 0 and it exits. So this your while will not exit until you enter 0. That is why it is called a menu-driven program. You will keep on entering value and it will continue until you want to exit. Okay. Reading into our VCD. Let's go to the read function. This is my read function here. I declare I declare blank, and I explain why we use the blank. If you collect an integer before a string or a character, notice you enter \n, which is the enter key. Once you press the enter key is assigned to that variable you want to collect, which is a string or a character. Why we use the get blank is for that \n to be assigned to a blank. So you can now go on and continue entering your values without any problems. Okay, after I collect number, I get blank. The enter key is collected here. I collect name, producer, production year, status, and I'm done. This is my read. Okay, let us run this to see the read. It says enter choice and I enter 1. Now it says enter VCD record. VCD1 record, I have to enter number. Then we say 110. The name of my record is graduation. Producer EMU. Year of production 2012. The status for this is 1. Enter second VCD record. Okay. Number, let me enter 109. Name, I say concert. Producer, EMU College, EMC. Okay. Now, year, let me say 2014. Status 0. Enter the third record 111. Name, your graduation. Producer EMC. Day of production 2005. Status 0. Enter. Now I have entered record. You see, it asks me to enter my choice again. Okay. The next thing is this. This is my read. I just showed us the read. Next, please, is a search. How do we search? Here, I added something else. I will explain why I added this, but with respect to what we did, what I'm doing here is not logical. Because our assumption here is all VCD numbers are unique. No two VCD with the same VCD number. That's our assumption here. VCD numbers are unique. But I use found here as 0. Now, it says enter VCD number to search. The user will have to enter a VCD number to search. You collect this number. For I running from 0 to the size of n, or 1 less than the size of n, if the VCD number you entered is equal to the VCD number at location I, then you know you have found it, right? If you do not find it at that location, you continue until you reach the end of your array. Now, if you do not find So if you find at any point, you see here, found becomes incremented by 1. And my output is record 1 found, meaning 1 record found, and it will display. Why I use this here is if you search with respect to name, you find the name, okay, 1, maybe I use EMC. Now you see we use EMC twice. 1 EMC was found, it will display, it will search again. EMC was found the second time, it will display in that order. Okay, but if after your search, found remains 0, you know no record was found for that VCD number. Okay, let us explain this before we continue. It says enter your choice, I enter 2. Now it asks enter VCD number to search. If I enter 001, no record was found for VCD number with 001, but you see it displays 1 just because of it's an integer. Let me do this again. 2, let me search, enter number to search 113. No record was found for VCD number with 113. Okay, if I enter to search again, I enter 109. 1 record was found. Okay, it displays the number, the name, producer, day, and status. Okay? Now, we have to go to the other part which says the listing of our VCD. For you to list, all you have to do, I say your output should have a proper header. You can see my header here, it says displaying VCD record, name, number, name, producer, year, and status. Okay, before I start displaying, so if I enter 3, say my choice, I enter 3, you see it displays my output with proper header. You do not need to start asking which is which. Now you understand why I say you have to use a proper header for your output. If you check this, you do not have to ask which record is this, which record is that. You know from the headers. The difference between displaying list VCD and list outside. Please look at my list VCD here. The only thing I added here was after my for loop, I checked if my VCD status at every location is equal to 0. That is when you have to display. Only display those outside, but those that are inside do not display. Now, here is it. This is it here. I start my loop going from 0 to 1 less than the size of n. Now it says if at location I dot status is equal to 0, it means that VCD is outside, just as the question says. VCD 0 means outside. Now, for only this case, when status is equal to 0 is when you display. If status is equal to 1, do not display. That's why I only display this here. If we run this, you see if I enter choice as 4, you can see here it displays only records with status at 0. Look at the previous one here. It displays all my records, including the record with 1. But here I had a restriction, only those with 0. Okay, finally for my sorting. Please look, I just tried to make this sorting a bit explanatory for you. But all you actually need in your sorting is just this statement. But I'll explain that. Here, I try to display VCD record. I say VCD record about to be sorted. Now, it displays for me VCD records before sorting. It displays that for me, and after my sorting, it says VCD records after sorting in ascending order. It displays my record for me. But what you need here is just this. Okay, I start my loop. 0, I goes from 0 to 1 less than n. I have another loop for j going from 0 to 1 less than n. Now I try to check if the VCD at location I is less than the VCD at location j. I explained this swapping before. This is the bubble sort. Now, what do? Please, I said I will explain why I used 10. This is why I use 10 now. 10 is an element of this structure of VCD. The only reason I'm using 10 is to hold, or is for it to have the same structure as info. And since I was supposed to swap, I want it to hold a particular line of record for me. Info at location I has the same record as 10 because both of them have VCD number, name, producer year, and status inside. Okay. Here, 10, if the VCD number at location I is less than the VCD number at location J, you are trying to check two different positions. Please swap. All the records at location I will be sent into 10. Now, all the record at location I will be changed for all the record at location J. And all the records at location J will be changed for all the records stored in 10. So successfully you have swapped all the records. Okay? You do not only swap the VCD number, you swap all the records, you change all the records. The location of all the records must be changed. Okay, if we run this choice as 5. Now it says VCD before sorting. You can see I have 110, 109, 111. For 110, the number 110 we have graduation, EMU, 2012, and SASUS 1. You can see here, when I swapped everything. 110 becomes the second record, graduation, EMU 2012 and 1. It takes along all 8 other records with it. 109, if I did not use proper swapping, if I used only the name, only the number, you will see 109 will come to the position of 110, but the name will change from concert to graduation. So it is wrong. You have to swap everything properly. Okay? So with the knowledge we had from previous swapping, all you have to do is create or define another structure element which will hold your structure element for different locations as you swap. Okay. I think that is that.
Okay.
This one.